Hey, how's it going, everyone? So oh wait, never mind. Wrong page. This is the game that I wanted to mainly talk about. So yeah, sorry for the second noise. I probably did not balance the volume out just so it doesn't sound extremely loud. Regardless, um, yeah, this game came out. I haven't really been talking about this game a lot because I don't know. I didn't really had a ton of expectations. Like, I saw I remember seeing the first trailer and I thought, oh, okay, it's a sequel to Hinokami Chronicles, the first game. I liked it. I'm looking forward to seeing what this game has to offer. Hope it has an interesting story mode. And then I saw some gameplay footage that seemed to imply that the gameplay didn't really seem to be all that different. So I thought to myself, so it's going to be another Storm Connection situation. Well, I, I hope the story mode is good. Basically, was my conclusion. It's just, well, I hope the story mode is good. And I don't know. I've seen some screenshots here and there. I haven't. The thing is, here's actually one of the main reasons why I wanted to make this video. This game, it says here release date August 5th, but in all actuality, if you're in Japan, you can already play this game. In fact, I double checked on the PlayStation Store, the Japanese PlayStation Store. The game will be available on August 1st. And actually, I ordered this game, the physical copy, because you guys know me, I always buy the physical copies of video games. And I ordered it from CD Japan. Don't ask me why. And yeah, the game should now be ready for. It's currently in the packaging state, so I don't have to wait until August 5th. Now, obviously, even if I wasn't ordering from Japan, there are obviously ways for you to play this game early. Like, for example, if you were to buy it from the PlayStation Store, or I guess another way that you could play the game early is by paying for the deluxe edition, which gives you advanced access, which is something that I've been seeing a lot of games do recently, where it's like, well, instead of trying to convince people to pay more money by raising the base price of the game, because this game is a $60, or in my case €60 games, what used to be standard for us in the past. But their strategy is basically, well, if you want to play the game a little bit earlier, if you want to be above the plebeians who will have to wait 5 days, which 5 days is not really a lot, but if you don't want to be like the plebeians who will have to play the game on August 5th, you can play the game on August 1st. So that's basically their strategy. And to be honest, some people find this annoying. I'm I feel like this is the least of all evils. Like, here's the thing: if gaming companies are gonna try to find way to nickel and dime or pennies, I don't think this is the worst way to do it. Like, if you want to fucking if you want to take advantage of people who want to play the game early by essentially not forcing them, but charging them $10 extra to play the game like 5 days early. Honestly, compared to microtransactions, compared to fucking locking away certain features, like for example, the Yakuza games that like mainly the Like a Dragon games in which they locked away New Game Plus. I think this is the least of all evils, is what I would say. I do think it's kind of wild though, like, like damn, the idea that you're playing the game earlier than other people just because you decide not to pay $10 extra. But the thing is, to me personally, like, because I'm not even joking, like, throughout the whole day, I was just thinking to myself, man, maybe I should just buy this game. Maybe I should just buy this game. But the thing is, I don't know, like, I'm not someone who necessarily has time to play video games all the time, so is it really gonna hurt me that much if I have to wait 5 days? Like, within those 5 days, I'm sure I'm gonna have other things to do. So to me, it's not that big of a deal. Like, especially when after August 5th, this benefit is not really gonna matter anymore. So at that point, you're just buying the deluxe edition just to get these extra bonuses, which a lot of it, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really care. Like, character unlock keys, don't care. I grew up in an era where I used to unlock things by playing the game, so this doesn't matter to me. Three battle attire costumes. Sure, I don't. It's cosmetic bullshit. Whatever. Uh, versus mode system voice. Um, I assume this is like the voice, the announcement voices or battle, narrate, basically like the battle announcements, like, Sento Kaishi from Storm, but whatever the version is from Demon Slayer, which I actually don't remember. So I assume that if you buy the deluxe edition, you're gonna get like extra voices. So basically irrelevant. And now, granted, it's kind of shitty that you're locking this away. You're locking this like behind the paywall. It's kind of fucking. I wish you wouldn't do that, but again, this doesn't. This in the grand scheme of things doesn't really matter to me. So honestly, if I were to buy this game on PC, I probably wouldn't really want to bother with the deluxe edition. I would just be like, I don't care. I don't give a shit. I just want to play the fucking story mode. Now, there's what might matter more is like season passes and stuff like that, but I don't think the game has announced that yet. And the only DLC that they announced would come out is a free DLC. So for the at least for the time being, buying the deluxe edition for me, I feel like you're just buying this just to play the game early. So if you want to do that, that's fine. I'm not gonna fucking do that because I don't have money to burn, and I already bought this game anyway. I'm not gonna. I mean, I will eventually buy this game again on PC because I am the type of person who will buy games again on PC if I really like it. Well, I don't know if I really like this game yet. I'll have to play for myself just to double check. And I mean, from what I've seen, it seems more or less the same as the first game, which it's fine. If that's the case, it's like sure, I guess. Uh, Charging $60 might not be the best thing ever. Like, I mean, the thing is, at least from what I've observed, I haven't played the game, but at least from what I've observed, it didn't really seem like the gameplay was really all that much different. And the thing is, like let's take for example, I'm trying to think of a good example. I would say that I would say that Yakuza 1, like the PlayStation 2 Yakuza 1, uh, Yakuza 1 and Yakuza 2 in terms of gameplay are not that crazy different necessarily. There are some subtle differences. I do think that Yakuza 2 is more responsive. I think it also comes with certain attacks already unlocked by default. Just a little like some minor like subtle things. But I would say that in general, like you're getting a very similar, gameplay experience. But I think the difference between that and Demon Slayer is that Yakuza provides like hours, like it provides what much more hours worth of story, campaign. Like CyberConnect 2 story modes are generally speaking pretty short. Like you can finish them in like 10 hours or less. Like Demon Slayer Hinokami Chronicles, I finished that in like 9 hours or so, and nine and something hours. Like these are not particularly long campaigns. Not that I think they need to be long, because at the end of the day, these are fighting games. Like really, you're buying fighting games so you can play on versus mode and explore the characters and maybe get into the competitive scene and stuff like that. Story mode is usually more of a bonus than anything else. CyberConnect 2 just happens to provide the best bonuses because compared to a lot of other anime games, they do actually provide pretty compelling story modes. But they are short. Like at the end of the day, these are short campaigns, and so I think charging $60 is a little bit insane. Like I don't know, maybe if this was like 50, I would be a little bit more forgiving. But I don't know. I'll have to check for myself to judge if I think the price is worth it. It's not even it's not that I think I'm gonna dislike the game. I'm actually more inclined to believe that I'll probably accept it for what it is. I'll probably enjoy it. I'll probably play the story mode and be a happy person. I think for me it's more of a does the price justify the value that you're getting? I think that's important. Like, even if you like the game, I think you can still judge the game based on whether or not you think the price is actually worth the experience that you're getting. I think you can separate those two things. Because in the grand scheme of things, like years to come, the price of the game is not really gonna matter to me. It's gonna be whether or not I want to replay it. But I still think that, you know, you are charging people to buy this, and so I think the value has to be there. Now, one other thing that I've seen people discussing is whether or not this game should have been a DLC. And again, this is one of the things where I do have to play the game for myself to confirm whether or not I think it has enough content to justify a new game. But what I will say is that, personally speaking, I'm a little bit biased when it comes to this specific subject because for two reasons. For one, I'm an old school gamer. I grew up in an era where studios were more compelled to release games like once in every 1 to 2 years. Like, you get one game, then the next year or in 2 years you'll get a sequel game. And a lot of times you would see like asset flipping in here and there, and I was okay with that. Like, if we were getting a new experience, that was fine. And also, I don't. The thing is, like, DLC content, it's just not something that I trust because I feel like in recent years, especially, like, the DLC content that you buy is something that's restricted to the actual store that you're buying it from, like the online store, whether it's the PlayStation Store, the Microsoft stores, the Steam store. And I mean, in Steam it doesn't really matter all that much, but it's mainly like the Microsoft and PlayStation store. Where to me it matters because I'm someone who collects physical media. Like, I want the content to be inside the disc. And with DLCs, you don't really get that. Now, there are some games, like I think Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, if I'm not mistaken, they actually released like Dragon Ball Z Kakarot Daima. Now, I really hope that that game actually has the DLC content inside it, because if it's just a code, I'm gonna get really fucking mad. But if it actually is inside the disc, that's a good thing. But like, this isn't really something that every video game does. Like, with Hinokami Chronicles, one cool thing they did do is with the Switch. When they released the game on Switch, they did include the free DLC inside the disc, which is a good thing. Obviously, the paid DLC characters, you still had to pay for them on the actual Nintendo store. So that part didn't change, but at least the free DLC was actually included in the disc, which is a good thing. But obviously, which is actually one of the main reasons for why I actually, it wasn't the only reason, but it's one of the main things that I feel like, because I don't actually have the first Human Comic Chronicles on a PlayStation disc, and one of the main reasons is that it's really because the Switch, I feel like, offers a more compelling physical copy because the original game on PlayStation, whether it's PS4, PS5, doesn't have the demon characters. It doesn't have the likes of Akaza, Rui, Susamaru, and all those madmen. They're not there. You have to download them from the PlayStation Store, and I don't like that. I don't like the fact that I'm tied to their store because it's an online store that can get shut down. And so, like, thinking about that, like, I always think to myself, would I really want them to release an entire expansion pack containing story material that the only way I'm able to experience this is by buying it on the PlayStation or Steam store? So, well, not Microsoft because I don't have an Xbox, but since in the context of physical media, where I had to buy on the PlayStation store to experience, when I can instead own it physically. Like, unless Sega is gonna re-release the first game again, but with the DLC or expansion content all bundled in, that would be one thing. But if the only way to experience this new story mode would be through buying on the PlayStation Store, honestly, at that point, I'd rather they just make a new game. But that's just my philosophy. I know that's not a philosophy that everyone has. I feel like some people are a little bit more subscribed to this new era of video game production where much of it is tied to these online stores, but I am still very old school, and I don't like buying DLC for that. I want to own the game on disc. And so because of that, I'm actually willing to accept that. I'm willing to accept a new game entirely. But of course, if you are gonna release a new game, I do still think that you need to pack in new material, because at the end of the day, you are still charging money for it. But again, I'll check this for myself. Unfortunately, I have to wait because I'm not as impatient as some of you guys. I mean, I guess I could review it, but I don't know if I like if I'm gonna like here's the thing. I'm not gonna review this game. Like I'm not gonna review the whole game. I will, however, review the story mode because that part interests me a little bit more. But I don't know. Like, is it really that worth it? Just like, is it really that fucking worth it to pay for the game again just to review the story mode? Nah, not really. I don't care all that much, to be honest. It's fine. It's fine, guys. You're gonna get the story mode review in due time, but not right now. I'm saving my money. That's all. I just don't want to unnecessarily spend money. But yeah, that's all I have to share. If some of you guys already own this game, you can share your opinions on the game on the comments. I'll try to read it. I mean, I won't try. I will read it because I don't get that many comments in the first place. Anyway, goodbye.